What it is, you two, Lord Lamink, and the Promised Neverland, Chapter 73, Uprising, and we see in this one the betrayal of we finally see the one who betrayed um our boy Mr. Minerva, the one that set everything up for these children to escape. It was in fact his own brother, his name was Peter Rattree, who just so happened to be the 36th generation head of the clan. Because we saw Minerva say he was a descendant of the clan that actually made the truce with the demons. So, and I guess his brother was at the time of when he was doing all that was he was the head of the clan at the time, 36th generation head of the clan. So, and that was like the first couple panels of this chapter. We saw that, and we he said he was just walking with his attendants or whatever. Peter Rattree. He was walking with his attendants and just talking about how his brother was a traitor to himself, his clan, and everything that they was trying to do, or everything that they did anyway. And because he said if he would he said if his brother hadn't have did like made that whole plantation or whatever on such a large scale, he probably would have overlooked it, but he made it. I guess it was just too big for him to overlook, so he was just like, nah, bro, like I can't even do it. Like, you gotta go. Uh, I mean, but if that was his brother or whatnot, he says my brother, so we don't really know technically if that's his brother, but he says my brother. But we see that, and then he walks into the room. And we see actually Lord Bayon, who is right, I guess the current owner of that of Goldie Pond, the plantation, the 100 ground plantation now. See him, and he just like he tells Lord Bayon's like, "Hey, it's nice to see you again. We have important matters to discuss." So I'm guessing that was when he told Lord Bayon about the whole plantation and how his brother took up the Mr. Minerva persona, and was trying to help kids escape the plantations or whatever. And then we see back Emma and Lucas. Emma, she's looking in the drawer, and she opens the drawer. There's nothing in it. And then they say, which is actually good news, because I guess in the books they were reading, it would have been too easy. Like the demons would have found whatever it was in the drawer if it was just sitting there. Apparently there was like a secret compartment all the way in the back. So they open that up, and it's like a little pen cap. And Lucas is just like, "Hey Emma, it looks like a pen cap. Put it on your pen." And then she put it on the pen, and a bunch of just information started just flowing up. It looked like Tom Cruise in Minority Report, just just all up in the air and stuff. And they're just looking, it's like, oh, this is just information is different information about the different escape routes, and we see apparently they was working on project called Project Lambda 7214, and apparently it was supposed to be built in the westernmost end, I guess, of the demon world. I guess maybe that's like the most least populated area of demons in their territory. So I guess that's why they built that over there, or if it was even built at all. Because like I said, Mr. Minerva was dead, or supposedly he's dead, because he said at the date of the recording of the phone it was like 2031, and right now present day in the manga is the year 2046. So yeah, 15 years later he could possibly still be alive, because we saw he didn't look that old. Like he looked like he was probably still in his 20s. So that is if, he wasn't killed off yet. He might still be in hiding at wherever Project Lambda is. And then we see a bunch of different all the information's in the like just floating, and we see Emma. She's like, oh, so this is what Minerva meant by the seven walls or whatever. And then we see Lucas. He's just like, we finally found it. We finally have a way to actually get to the demon world, get out of the demon world into the human world, and it wouldn't have been possible. It wouldn't have been possible if Emma hadn't, showed up and got captured and whatnot. Because he was probably starting to give up hope, which it looked like he was. And then he said he was telling all the kids, like, he was pretty much at the time when he said he was telling all the kids that was there at the plantation, like, we're gonna get to the human world, but he didn't have any way of getting there himself. He didn't know what to do, so he was pretty much just giving them false hope, because he had told Emma that he basically pretty much had to lie to everybody because he didn't really know. And then he said before he would tell them like the absolute truth, and then he said some of the kids would actually point the guns at themselves and kill themselves, like commit suicide. So he said he had to start lying to keep these kids alive, to give them false hope. So they would try to want to fight and survive, to like stay alive and stuff. It's just pretty crazy, like it's pretty crazy. And then they go upstairs, they tell everybody else what they found and stuff, and then they're like, we can get to the human world. And Emma's just like, she's looking at the pen, she's like, I have to tell Ray about this like as soon as possible. And we didn't see anything about Ray and Mr. No Name, their guide. We didn't see anything about them, so they'll probably pop up some point next chapter and try to infiltrate Goldie Pond. And then we see Emma. She's like, she looks over there. She's like, well, what about that guy? She's like, oh, him. Uh, yeah, he kind of like a big dude. Kind of looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he was like, yeah, he's cool. He keeps lookout for us and stuff. But he can't really talk. He just keeps repeating his number or whatever, like 22194. So he just kept seeing it, kept repeating it, that number is gonna mean something sometime in the near future. Like that's a code for something, 22194. So y'all keep an eye out on that. That's a code for something. At first I was like, he might be kind of shady, but he kept saying the number over and over again. So I was like, okay, that number's got to mean something coming up soon. So. But yeah, man, that was pretty interesting chapter. Finally got some backstory about how Minerva got betrayed. I'm pretty sure they're still gonna go a little bit further into that, and how the demons actually, infiltrated Goldie Pond and actually went there and probably like started killing off everybody. And I'm gonna assume the dude that betrayed Minerva, Peter Rattree, I'm gonna assume he's still alive. They're probably gonna run into him at some point. And I feel like Minerva's still alive, but like I said, we don't know, because at the beginning they said when Peter Rattree was like, going through with the betrayal or whatever, he was asking about Minerva's corpse, and they was like, we couldn't find the corpse. And they was like, well, keep searching. Like, I want to make sure that he's dead. Like, I have to see it for my own eyes that this guy is dead. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, man. Promised Neverland chapter 63. It's getting better and better each chapter, man. They're getting deeper and deeper into the story. We finally know what Minerva was talking about. And they're gonna have to make a decision, like, are they gonna try to go to the human world now? Or is Emma and Ray gonna go back to the shelter and grab the rest of their friends and then go to the human world? So it's gonna be kind of hard because they got to go back through the demon territory and all those man eaters and stuff out there, man. Like somebody might die, so we'll see. And yeah, man, if you like this, like, comment, subscribe, share so other like-minded people like us can talk about this in the comments below, and post notifications so you know when I do post. And yeah, man, it's your boy Lord Mink, and I'm out.